Bangalore. Welcome to the third class, this 33rd batch. The yoga that we have covered the importance of the mind, that mind is an important part of the yoga. And yoga, this whatever practice we do, there should be a theory behind that one. Without theory, doing just the practice, it has no meaning. We need a philosophy behind whatever we practice. And theory and practice go in hand in hand. And yoga, that theory behind yoga, that whatever known as, one person yesterday, he said he wants to do more of asana, that his concept of yoga is asana part and less of theory, he said. If it's more of asana, is his interpretation of yoga is just the asana, doing some part. Practice is yoga, but it should be backed up with the theory also. And Bhagavad Gita is called as Yoga Shastra. Every chapter of Bhagavad Gita finishes with Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre. It's a Upanishad, it's a Brahma Vidya, it's a Yoga Shastra. It's a Yoga Shastra that it's whatever we are practicing, that the practice is an extrapolation of the theory. That Bhagavad Gita, each chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called as different yogas. It's a Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Sannyasa Yoga, Raja Yoga, Raja Guhya Yoga, Vibhuti Yoga, and it talks about different yogas. And there are 700 shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. It is classified into 18 chapters. And further, it's about 2.5 years back, Patanjali Rishi, it's codified what is compiled what is called as Yoga Sutras, 195 in number, and he broadly divided into 4 categories. It's Samadhipada, Sadhanapada, Vibhutipada, and Kaivalyapada. And in English translation, it is yoga and its aims, and how to practice yoga, and what are the benefits you get, and how to attain the ultimate goal in your life. And yoga and its aims, and it's Samadhipada and Sadhanapada. And Samadhipada, it gives the direction. Before you start, you should know the goal. It says that goal is there, Samadhipada, and Sadhanapada, how to do the practice. Whatever we practice, there should be a result. That if I am spending 1.5 hours or 2 hours of yoga here, I should know why I am wasting my time. 2 hours I am wasting, what I am going to get. If without any benefit, nobody will waste. Or why I can sleep in the bed, it's a winter, I can sleep. Instead I am spending 2 hours. What is the benefit I am getting? Or whatever we practice, there should be some benefit. That's why it's a Samadhipada, that Sadhanapada. Whatever we practice, we should know what is the benefit we are getting. That is it's Vibhutipada. Vibhutipada is what are the siddhis. It's as we practice, we get some siddhis, that when we practice yoga here, we get some benefit out of that one. And if I eat some sweets or some delicious meal, my abdomen gets filled up, my palate is satisfied, I am satisfied, for 3-4 hours I am satisfied. That is the benefit of having a sumptuous meal. And whatever yoga practice, what is the benefit? It's what are the siddhis we get. And this is explained in the 3rd chapter. That siddhis like Dura Shravana, that you are able to hear people far away from distance, or ability to see people far away, or it says contemplating on your Bindu Chakra, you are able to see the people walking in the space, or contemplating on moon, you are able to know the planetary movements, planetary constellations. You are able to do that one, and various things that doing that one, you are able to walk on the water. These are the siddhis. And siddhis are nothing but temptations. My goal is, in the first chapter it says, your goal is there. And on the way, marching towards that goal, these siddhis are the temptations, are testing your real interest towards the goal. Are you really committed towards the goal, or you are not really committed but you are after something else? These siddhis are tempting you. Do you want this one? Do you want this one? How about this one? How about this one? It is tempting various temptations. These siddhis are like various temptations. And if you say, yes, I need that one, and if you do that one, it's a trap. It's very hard to get out of that one. Your sadhana is finished there. And those who are so determined in their sadhana do not get sidetracked by these siddhis. If they still continue the sadhana, how they reach the samadhi pada, that goal, how they attain, in that fourth chapter it is mentioned. And in the Patanjali, in the second chapter, it's the last term we covered. It's a bit on the first chapter, and the second chapter he says, Yoganga Anusthana Ashuddhikshaye Jnana Deeptira Viveka Kyate. By the practice of limbs of yoga, it's ignorance, the light is within every one of us. It is covered with various layers of mass, various ignorances are there. The ignorances slowly gets melted away and light within shines out. By the practice of limbs of yoga, the ignorance, avarana, that whatever layers, this covering the inner light, slowly gets moved out, it's removed, and the light within shines out. That is the purpose of, it's in the sadhana pada. It says, it gives an inspiration, why I am doing this one. It's 2 hours of sadhana, what I have to do, why I have to do. As we practice, the inner covering removed and the light within shines out. And it talks about yoga anga, limbs of yoga. It talks about Astanga. Astanga, we hear about Astanga Yogas. What are the Astanga Yogas? 8 limbs of yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. And most of the schools straight away go into Asana part. Asana is the 3rd level according to the Astanga Yoga. Yama and Niyama are the first 2 levels, and Asana is the 3rd level. Asana is in the 3rd floor. To go to the 3rd floor, you got to go through the 1st floor and 2nd floor. Without covering the 1st and 2nd floor, you can't go to the 3rd floor. If you try to do the asana without the basis of yama and niyama, your sadhana won't be fruitful. It's a systematic approach, doing the whatever we are practicing, theory behind that one. What is yama? What are the rules and regulations I have to observe before practicing this one? If I am working in my company also, they say, if you are working here, you are welcome to work, but you have to observe these rules and regulations. Without these rules and regulations, if you don't follow, you are out of the company. Every employer says, and wherever I am working, or if I am in the school studying, they say, if you want to study in this school, you have to observe, these are the ground rules. Within that framework, you have to study here. If you go past this boundary, you are out of the school, they will dismiss you. So is in the yoga sadhana, that yama and niyama gives the guidelines. These are the guidelines you have to observe when you are practicing yoga, so that you are reaching your samadhi, that your goal. If you are serious about your goal, observe these yama and niyamas. And what are these rules? We'll see that one next week. And last week we started on Sthita Prajna Lakshana. A week before, Arjuna asked that question, that one who is attained the goal, that how that person walks in the society, how that person sits, and how about moves about. That Arjuna's question, and Shri Krishna responds that one. We'll repeat that one. It's 54, starting from 54 of 2nd chapter. Arjuna Vacha Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha Samadhistasya Keshava Sthitadhi kim prabhasheta किमासीत व्रजेत किम् श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रजहाति यदा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थ मनोगतान् आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञस्य दोच्यते दुःखेषु अनुदिग्नमनाः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः वीतरागभयक्रोधः स्थितधीर्मुनिरुच्यते यः सर्वत्र अनभिस्नेहः तत्तप्राप्य शुभ अशुभम् नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहरते चायं कूर्मोऽङ्गानीव सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहरते छायं कूर्मोऽङ्गानीव. When the tortoise is in strife and it withdraws itself, it's into the shell, and when it is free, it extends its limbs out of the shell, and so is the person who is established in this one. That person can be extrovert. It's not he or she is not an antisocial person. Can be extrovert, can mix us with the society when required, and when it is not required, withdraws himself like a tortoise withdrawing into the shell. And that person knows how to withdraw, when to withdraw, and when to go out. That's like a tortoise. It gives an example that extrovert when required, or introvert when it is not required. That's like a tortoise. That's a quality of a sthita prajna. And vishaya vinivarthante niraharasya dehinah rasavarjyam rasopyasya param drishtva nivarthate. Our senses go towards the objects that wherever is required. When the senses that it's a desire dries out, senses also stops going towards that one. He is attacking that person, attacking the desire. When the desire stops, there is no need for going out. It's nira aharasya dehinah. When person is fasting, or that person has no interest towards the outer objects. So is when the desires stops reducing, that person has no object towards going out towards the senses.